My name is Danielle Bermel, and I've been attending the Bridge since 2006. And God has been working very powerful in my life right now, and I'm here to share a bit of that today. So some of you at the Bridge may know me as suffering from postpartum depression with my first son, and then my second one, I didn't have it too bad. So I spent the last few years dealing with that, and also the reason why I had it for so long was I was really stubborn at the beginning to admit that I had postpartum depression. So anyways, right before COVID happened, I was feeling really great. I was really in tune with church. I was volunteering when I could, started helping on the nursery, which I loved, and I was just forming like a really good connection with God. And just getting back to the gym, getting my health stabilized, and just feeling really good. Like life was just feeling excellent for me. And then COVID happened. When COVID happened, my life, to me, crashed. It was little things like when the Bridge went online, that was hard for me. Like when I come to the church, we are the church. I need to see my church people every week. And when that stopped, it was really hard at home to get onto an online service with two toddlers. Like they kept interrupting me. My husband would be one way, I'd be the other way, and it's toddler life. And that's when I really had a lot of respect for the church and the nursery department, because it's great. We could sit in a service and not be distracted. So now, I think 2 months in, I gave up with the online church services. And that's when I probably started detaching from God a bit. I was just angry. I wasn't angry with God. I was angry at the fact that I couldn't even watch a sermon, and that I've been home on lockdown 7 days a week with two toddlers in the house that were in activities before COVID happened. And I feel like I could never get anything organized in the house. Yeah, I really detached myself. I formed some bad habits at the beginning of COVID, I'm not gonna lie, and it brought me to a dark place. Then summer came along, and I was invited to a church service. So I went into the church. There was one church that was open. It actually was only open for like a month or two, and then it closed down because of COVID. And I went there, and I just broke. Like, I just cried the whole service. The whole service, I cried. I couldn't stop crying. And even though I was smiling and singing, I just thought I couldn't believe how lost I was without God. That stuck with me after that service, and I had to make some changes. And making changes during that time was tough, so I had to take it baby steps, one day at a time. First, start off with prayer. From praying and to listening to more music, and what I was doing with Pastor Craig's sermons on Sundays, even though the kids were being loud, I started putting one earphone in, my cell phone in one pocket, earphone in one ear. My daughter loves pulling the earphone out. And but at least I got to hear some of it. And it was always the section that I needed to hear, always. Even if I jumped on 20 minutes, that 20 minutes was so powerful, I'm like, okay, this is great. So then I started doing things like I stand outside, and I'm standing outside saying, what are 5 things I'm grateful for? Took a little time, at the beginning, but right now I could say like the trees, the sky, like look how beautiful the fresh air is, I'm grateful that I woke up. Now I can list the 5 things like that, but before it was a struggle for me because I didn't feel grateful for anything during those times. The last few months, my friends have they've seen me grow, and they're like, you've changed, you're happy again. I'm walking with God 100%. I'm feeling so much joy, and I'm just loving everything right now. And all I can say is walk with God. Everything, if you're going through a hard time, which we all do, and people are going through right now, if you're walking with God, and you can just put that stress and drop that stress off your body into God's hands. Honestly, letting it go, it's easier said than done. But if you can form the habit of releasing things from your body into God's hands, you'd be surprised what the outcome would be of that. Honestly, that's what brings me joy every day, knowing that it's hard for some Christians, but if I were to die tomorrow, I know where I'm going, and that brings me joy. Like, it brings me joy that I know there's an afterlife, and that's why and that makes me want to enjoy the day, every day, as much as I can. Because you don't know when it's going to be your last. Nobody likes to talk about it. But if I had to go, if something happened to me, I'm okay, because I'm going to a better place. And that's what brings me joy.